You mentioned that you're 23 weeks along and your doctor discovered that you have a shortened cervix, and you're wondering what implications this might have in the future. Now, this is your 4th baby, and if your other 3 babies were born at full term, that's good. You have history on your side, but that also doesn't mean that you might not have this baby preterm. If women are found to have a shortened cervix before 24 weeks, it does increase the chance of preterm delivery. On the day you got pregnant, your cervix is almost the thickness of my finger. And then over the course of pregnancy, usually not until about between 28 and 32 weeks, the cervix will start to thin slightly. And then later on in pregnancy, like the end of the 3rd trimester, when you're just a few weeks away from delivery, your cervix goes through a ripening process where it thins out, it begins to soften and move forward in your pelvis, all in preparation for labor and delivery. But obviously, if these changes are happening too early, then it does put you at risk for preterm birth. So I do recommend following up with your doctor, keeping all prenatal appointments that they've scheduled for you and additional appointments with specialists who might be checking your cervical length and monitoring progress to see if things are staying the same or if it's getting shorter. If your doctor has given you any recommendations about bed rest or avoiding intercourse, then I do suggest following those recommendations. And if you do what they say and keep all of your prenatal appointments, then you're doing everything you can to increase the chances of you and your baby being as healthy as possible. Watch your body closely, and if you have any signs or symptoms of preterm labor, be sure to get checked out in the hospital as soon as possible. Symptoms of preterm labor include lower abdominal cramping, which might come and go or be constant, lower backache, which again might come and go or be constant, abdominal tightening, pressure, any leaking of fluid from the vagina, any vaginal bleeding, any increase in discharge. You mentioned specifically that you've noticed that your breasts are leaking a little bit, and this in and of itself isn't a sign of preterm labor, and it's actually very normal to leak milk during pregnancy, and it's not an indication of what your milk production will be like after delivery. It doesn't mean that you'll be a super great producer. It doesn't mean that you'll be ahead of the game. It just is a result of hormone changes that are happening in your body. But again, if you experience any signs of preterm labor or you're concerned, don't hesitate to get checked out. The key is to get checked out sooner rather than later so that we can stop something from happening, not try to stop it once it's already gotten started. That does make it harder to stop it and prevent preterm delivery. I sincerely hope the best for you and your baby, and if you have more questions for me in the future, please feel free to ask them on our Facebook page at facebook.com/Intermountain Moms, and recommend us to your friends and family too.